It's just been game changing. Everything that you were talking about with tendinopathies and, things of that nature really stood out to me because, I have a lot of, tightness and soreness and aches and pains, with my musculature and whatnot. Heart palpitations, the tachycardia, the anxiety, the fatigue, the insomnia, the vision symptoms really bad, the brain fog, all of that was just super bad.
Yeah.
And getting out of these symptoms and, getting back to where I need to be, having the stamina, having the ability to think more clearly, no anxiety and whatnot. It's just been tremendous. Try this first and see how I do, and responded greatly. After the first visit, just dramatically lowered. It's just been life-changing. Just the tendon dry needling has really done it all for me. It's very impacted, wants to sink into my body and whatnot, and whenever we targeted the left lat and the left oblique, it just immediately started to just open back up, become more broad. Everyone's going to deal with flare-ups, and because everyone's doing different things within their life. I felt disabled at that point. I really did, and I've never had my health get to be that bad in my life. Ever since, just initiating care with the tendon dry needling, it's just been honestly life-changing.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Hutchison, and today with me is Jax, who's a young sales professional and an aspiring and up-and-coming jungle music producer and DJ, which is a subset of electronic dance music, if you're not familiar with the term jungle for musicians. And Jax, this is now probably the, fourth time you've been here?
Fourth
to
time.
See me?
Yeah.
And we did our first recording in March, which will be connected to this video, after only seeing each other for one visit. And you had an initial amazing improvement. And tell us how the last, 6 months or so have been. And
it all started back in December of last year, and that was when I was at my absolute lowest, is when I initiated care with you. We did the DMX to get the x-rays. We did, the curve correction with the weights. They didn't tend to help me too much. I just had very significant tendinopathy, and I knew that. We both knew it. So we just initiated care. It's been almost a year now, because we're in October now. So it's been about 10 months. And ever since, just initiating care with the tendon dry needling, it's just been honestly life-changing. Every session we tend to find another area that's just really, detrimental. So we tackle it and, just get significant improvements, and it seems to be very quickly too. So, it's just been life-changing. Just the tendon dry needling has really done it all for me.
thank you, and for the testimonial, and I'm delighted to hear that you're getting better, of course. Was there ever a time when you said, wow, this is completely, all of the results are only temporary or short-term?
Upward trending for sure, 100%. Of course, everyone's going to deal with flare-ups, and because everyone's doing different things within their life, but generally speaking, it's been an upward trend, a steady upward trend too. Again, getting some flares here and there, but as I've continued treatment, I've been able to get out of these flares more quickly and further extend my healing progress too. So, it's just been game changing with the tendon dry needling, and just a steady upward trend, and that's why I continue care.
Jax, when you first started, you had a job that you weren't too excited about, and you were aspiring to get like a better job. You're like, I really want to get a better job, but I don't think I have the stamina, the energy, I don't feel well enough, I just can't do it. We need to get you well enough to be able to apply for these jobs and show up to the interviews. You also were kind of putting on hold doing any local DJ events, which you've spent a lot of time and energy to build those connections and start to get called on to be somebody that performs and gets paid to be a performer. Tell us over the last 6 months, what's changed with that regard, and
getting out of these symptoms and, getting back to where I need to be, having the stamina, having the ability to think more clearly, no anxiety and whatnot. It's just been tremendous. All my symptoms that we spoke about it have been reduced, I would say, at a pretty steady 70 to 80% in just after these 4 sessions, and then this is just another fresh session, so
yeah.
Let's see how much further we can go, since we're on day 1 of this treatment session.
An important point is that you've been able to get that job that you dreamed of. You've been able to return to DJing over these last 3 to 6 months. You're so proud, like you have a sales job and you love the job, and it's new and you're able to handle it. And even when you do get those flare-ups, it's not debilitating. I mean, you're able to bounce back. It's pretty neat. You're 70 to 80% better. We've had a total of 7 visits together now, and that was 70 to 80% prior to these last 2. So after just 5 visits, you had that initial spike where you thought like, oh my gosh, things are so much better after just doing 1 treatment. Jax, something today that I want you to just share, if you will, was we found a spot in your obliques and in your lat that once we did tendon dry needling on that area, what did you notice changed and how did your posture change from there?
So my unique situation with my body is my left side is my worst side. So it's very impacted once this sink into my body and whatnot. And whenever we targeted the left lat and the left oblique, I mean, it just immediately started to just open back up, become more broad. And it was just, yeah, it was pretty crazy just to see it just in not only 1 session, but just like what we targeted two or three sections really.
2 or 3
that,
spots.
Yeah, that really just opened it straight back up.
And then had you stand up and re-look in the mirror at your posture.
Yeah, so I mean, we're starting to, like you said, kind of get that sculpted type of, look now, that natural type of look, because this was really starting to crimp in forward. So yeah, just a few spots really changed the trajectory.
Yeah. Jax had some tendinopathy in his obliques and also his lat, and it was causing his lower quadrant of his chest to kind of be pulled down, and then reflexively it was tightening up in the shoulder. And it wasn't primarily the only thing. We've worked a lot on his neck and shoulder. If we kept stubbornly thinking, we just need to treat the neck more, we just need to treat the neck more, we just need to treat the neck more, which is very often something that you'll find if you dive deeper into some of these cases. People say, wow, well, everything's coming from, right in front of C1, or everything's coming from C1. And sometimes that is true. However, if you don't resolve all these other abnormal pullings, and every time that somebody stands or walks, that they have a tugging right here, then the C1 is always going to come back out of alignment, or be tugged or pulled and create nervous system tension, dysregulation, irritation on different structures, whether it be the vagus nerve, whether it just be the sympathetic overdrive that the body is stuck in. And sometimes, Jax, when we have this pulling down on one side where the body's pulled down, it can also make the eyes have a harder time balancing because they want to be level, and it's constantly trying to pull the left eye down. And so then you have to fight to pull your neck back up, and then that creates tension in your neck. So with a lot of these complex cases, you really do have to look at the whole person. And a unique benefit of how this practice's care model is that we're not a high volume practice. So, many offices are high volume. They've really systemized things in an incredible way. They deliver great care. But if somebody falls outside of the unique model that they've developed, and it's one of these harder cases, it sometimes can be hard for the clinic to be able to slow down enough to find out, hey, there was an issue with your oblique and your lat that was causing you to keep pulling down and then causing tension because you're trying to stretch your neck so your eyes are level. 4th time together, 70 to 80% better overall. You got for your 20s, you got your dream job. You also are DJing again. I mean, you're back to living life pretty much to the fullest. Are there any closing statements or anything you'd like to share?
For sure. I mean, just one phrase is don't give up. Just do not give up. I remember back in December, it was the absolute lowest point of my life, just dealing with all those debilitating symptoms. Just felt like I knew I couldn't live like that, so I had to find a way out. And I knew something was wrong with my neck, like there was just something telling me from all the videos, again, because I wanted to try to get as better as quick as possible, and that's your care model, is to get you as better as quick as possible. So please do not ever give up. Just keep looking for answers. Utilize your resources, wisely, and really trust your gut, because that's what I had to do to get to where I am today. And it's just been a unique journey, just learning all the idiosyncrasies of structural health, because as point in case today, we learned just with the lat and the oblique is that, these are all the way down here and up here, but it's helping up here too.
Yes.
So there's so many parts of structural health that go together that you really have to correctly rehabilitate each structure, because it independently helps each other structure. So it's very interesting, but yeah, that would be pretty much all that I have to add. And I have to thank Dr. Brian for, his continued dedication to my care. I wouldn't be where I am today without him.
Thanks, Jax. I'm delighted you're getting so much better.
Thank you.
Okay.